Hey friends, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farms, and today I'm harvesting some volunteer cilantro that's out in our garden. It's only the end of April, and I'm going to be needing some of this cilantro when our tomatoes ripen this summer. So come back to my kitchen and I'll show you how I preserve it. All right, we're here back in my kitchen. As you can see, I've got the cilantro there, rinsing it out in the water in the sink bowl and pulling it over into the strainer or the colander. And I'm just going through the leaves, making sure there's nothing on them and that any big stems are pinched off. I don't mind keeping the stems in as long as they're young and they're tender. They're fine. They're fine. So I've got a towel there that it's picking up the excess water. So as I'm going through these, we can chat just a little bit about cilantro. Cilantro does do the best in the spring. I found in our area. I live in the northern part of Missouri, and up here, this is just the end of April, and this is doing really well, and it's just coming up volunteer from the seeds that was on the plants last year. They seeded out. So when I go to can and prepare salsas in the summer, in July and August, I like to have fresh cilantro, but usually the cilantro is not doing as well and I don't have as much. So I want to make sure I preserve this and keep it so that it has the best flavor. Now, some people dry their cilantro, and I have found that dried cilantro does not have any flavor. You may have different luck, but it doesn't taste like anything after it's dried, or if it does, you need a whole lot of it to give that flavor. And cilantro is such a fresh tasting herb that I like to have that fresh taste continue. I just kind of patted down the cilantro there with the towel, cleaning up my mess, bringing over the food processor. It's okay for the cilantro to have some water on it. I just don't want it to have a lot of water on it. So we go back over here. I'm getting the food processor set up. So I find that freezing it is the best thing to do. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to grind it up a little bit, and we're going to put it in ice cube trays and freeze it. It'll take up less space than what I'm doing now. Right now I've just been putting it in Ziploc bags and throwing it in the freezer. But between my parsley, my basil, and my cilantro, I have a lot of bags and they're taking up a lot of room, and we don't have a lot of freezer space for the rest of the things that we need in there. So I'm going to be chopping this up, and you can see that this is just a rough chop. It's not a puree or anything like that. It's not like a pesto or anything like that. It's a little bit dry because I didn't have much water, but I like it that way. I don't want it to be an ice cube. So I'm filling up this ice cube tray and going to add some more to it to keep going. And I'm going to freeze this ice cube tray. And then after it's frozen, I will pop these out into a Ziploc bag, and they will take up less room because they have been pureed up a little bit so that they are not taking up as much space. So I'm filling this tray right here pretty full. And then I'm going to kind of push it down because I want them to stick together. That way when I pull them out, they'll stick together. This tray right here, I'm putting quite a bit in it, so this will be good for cooking salsas and stuff like that, or adding it to a big soup, a big pot of soup. But I'm going to, in the second ice cube tray, I'm going to have those about half full, and that way I can use them for smaller quantities for dishes that don't need as much, just a little bit. And so this tray looks like it's getting pretty good. The one thing you want to do is to make sure you either have a lid for your ice cube tray, or to stick it in a gallon Ziploc bag, or cover it with plastic wrap, because it will scent up your freezer. Cilantro is very potent, and you will smell it in your freezer every time you open it if you don't cover it. So these little ice cube trays I have here are from Dollar General. I think they cost $1 each, and that was the tray and the lid. So I thought I could use those, and so it was a really good deal. So I've got that one, putting it all together, cleaning up, putting the lid on, and these are going to go into the freezer. So if you have cilantro and you are wanting to figure out a way of keeping it so that you can use it throughout the year, try this method. It really does work, and it comes out really fresh tasting. If you like drying it, that's fine. Again, drying to me, it did not have any flavor. So give this a try, and I hope you have good luck. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.